Let's get right into it. Let's look at the 5 reasons why you may need a home inspection when you purchase a condo here around Destin, Florida. And a lot of my condo buyers say, well, Doug, it's in a building, an association. If something was wrong with something major, they would know about it. And, so it's not going to be an issue. The home inspector, he's just going to walk into this house, look around a little bit. It's 900 square feet, and I'm just going to be out $400 or $500. So let's just skip that and go to closing. And, as much as I'd like to do that, we do have a fiduciary here to kind of protect our buyer's best interests. So let's look at those 5 reasons why you might want to consider a home inspection. So first of all, typically the owner does not live in the units. This is especially true for our vacation rentals. And not only that, they may not even live in this part of the country. I mean, we're a feeder market. We get people from Wisconsin, Michigan, a lot of, Atlanta, Birmingham, places like that. So they're literally hours away. Yeah, do you think they're flying in or driving in once a week just to give the house a good old once over? Probably not. And so, you read the seller disclosures and it's check marked, everything's clean. Maybe you think, well, if there's something wrong with it, they'd tell us. So let's just go ahead and skip that. Well, the first reason is they don't live there, so they may not even be aware that anything's wrong with the property. Home inspection can definitely help with that. And two, this just gives you data for the major home systems. So the home inspector will go in there and take a picture of the data plate on, say, the water heater, the HVAC, and all this good stuff. Down the road, if you have issues with it and you have to make a service call, one of the first things the tech may ask is, well, what's the capacity of that water heater? What's the brand? How old is it? And if you can give that to him or her, I guess that was a male voice I used, so whatever, him or her, you can give that to him up front. Hey, let me just email you that section of the home inspection report from a few years ago. It's got all that information. That might save them a second trip out to the condo and thereby save you some money. So it's good. It gives you this information. It'll let you know how old all these systems are, how they're functioning. So it's a great tool to have. And along those lines, reason number three, it's a great negotiating tool. So as your agent of choice down here along the Emerald Coast, I can talk to them blue in the face to the other side and say, boy, that wiring looks rough. Boy, that wiring looks rough. Boy, that wiring looks rough. And they may just talk back and say, nah, ceiling fan works, electricity's fine, right? But to have a written report with words from a professional and then corresponding photographs, that's very helpful to me. It makes it easier. It's one thing to tell someone, it's another to actually, point them in the right direction and then show them pictures so they can see what could be an issue here. So it's a great negotiating tool for just a little bit of money. So I encourage you to do that. Number 4, typically, sometimes this is an add-on, but you should certainly do it. It'll provide what's called a wind mitigation study. And this is something a lot of insurance companies are even starting to require. So that just lets everyone know, hey, here's how this condo may, hold up to real strong winds, so it'll look at different systems, the roof, the windows, shutters, all those things. And it just gives you a real fair assessment of this is how it's likely to hold up. It's not a guarantee or anything like that, but it is a fair assessment to kind of let you know, hey, you got a property here on the coast. Here's what you want to look out for in hurricane season. And number 5, a home inspection, it may actually kill the deal. It may talk you out of buying the home. So, maybe you get in there. I had one time in a different market, sold a property or, got it under contract for my buyer client. And during the home inspection, the home inspector calls me and he's laughing, and it's 100 degrees in central Louisiana and he's been up in an attic. And so the fact that he was in a good sense of humor was a little scary. He goes, Doug, did the owners tell you about the massive fire they had in this house? And so I checked my disclosures and no, nothing there about a fire. Well, there had been a massive fire in the house. And I said, well, how do you know? He goes, there's charcoal style burns on a lot of the framework up here in the attic. We would have never seen that. It was, like I say, it was 100 degrees that time of year. And so probably 130 in that attic. So during a buyer tour, you're not going to crawl up this little ladder and go up there and look around and peek around. Well, that's what that inspector is paid to do. So in that case, my buyer said, what are the odds of this owner not remembering a major fire to the point that it burned a bunch of crap in the attic, and fire department, we could find out later, was called out. So I mean, it puts such a sense of distrust. They opted not to buy the property. Imagine if they had bought that without a home inspection and found out a few months or a year later when they're going up there to get Christmas decorations or something. Hey honey, what happened here? Now that's their problem. Of course, it would probably, Louisiana, it would have ended up in court. But I think at the time the home inspection was $200. For $200, it saved them that. And even along the same lines, it's not a new issue, but even if it doesn't kill the deal, having this report, let's say there's a problem with the plumbing. If I call up a plumber and the plumber's like, well, what seems to be the problem? Well, I don't know. When I flush, nothing happens. That doesn't help the plumber. So therefore, the plumber's got to go out there and he or she's got to spend time doing analysis and may have to make a second or third trip. So again, this all starts costing money. If I can share that portion of the report with the plumber, again, we've got pictures, we've got words of description to kind of point that plumber in the right direction that he or she could actually understand. And so again, this helps. This is a powerful tool to give to other professionals that may need to come and follow up to make sure everything's okay. So look, guys, I get that you probably don't live in Destin. Guess what? I do, right here on the harbor. And so if you want to get a home inspection, it doesn't put us out. In fact, it gives everyone peace of mind normally after closing. We know that our guys and gals are protected. And so I'm more than happy to meet with home inspectors, unlock the door. I'm not going to help them. I don't own a hammer, but I will sit there and represent my clients while that is being done, and relay any questions or anything you may have. So hopefully this helped. 5 reasons why I feel like you should probably get a home inspection on your Destin condo. I'm Doug Rogers with Remax Coastal Properties. If you found this beneficial, please hit that like and subscribe button, and that way you'll be kept up to date with new videos and more insights on our market here in Destin, Florida. Make it a great day.